Hi guys and welcome back to World Cup Daily. Another day at the World Cup. Another 3 goals, 3 games. It wasn't the most exciting of days. The 3 games weren't the most exciting of games, but I want to start with the late game, Spain-Iran. It was a very absorbing game. Obviously, we knew the sort of game it would be. Iran set up very defensively with their bank of 6 at the back. It was sort of a 6-3-1 formation with the 2 wingers but essentially playing as fullbacks, and then 4 centre-backs. Then obviously the 3 in front and the 1 guy up. And you knew what they were going to try and do. They were going to try and frustrate Spain. They were going to just sit very deep. And, you know, Spain don't really have the most pacey of teams, so they didn't really have the ability to sort of knock it over the top to someone with a lot of pace, but there wasn't much space in behind anyway, so they knew they could sit off Spain and allow them to pass it in from deep. You know that Spain aren't really going to take many long shots. They just wanted to work it into the box with their precise passing, with their quick passing, and just pass them to death basically. But Iran set up very well. You know, they were very hard to break down, and they did actually pose a threat in that first half. There were periods of the first half in particular, though, where they literally couldn't get out. But they did break very quickly. They got men into the box very quickly, got crosses into the box. They didn't really trouble in the first half, but they did look quite threatening on the break. But neither did Spain, really. They didn't really have any chances particularly. They couldn't really break that Iran defence down. But yeah, it was quite strange because some of these games are quite dull when it's just them, you know, sitting back. But this one was quite absorbing because you always felt Spain probing and probing and probing, but Iran felt like they did actually have a threat on the counter. And in the second half, the first and only goal, deflected off Diego Costa. He didn't know much about it. Bit of quick interplay from the Spanish players, deflects off Costa. Bit of strength before that. But yeah, one of the defenders just trying to clear it and it hits Costa, goes in. Bit of a lucky goal. Spain were a bit lucky, but after that I thought Iran basically, well, I think Iran had the better chances after that. They created a few good chances. They actually scored. It was disallowed, obviously. I think it was a handball. I think it might have been offside, but yeah. And then we had probably one of the greatest scrambles of all time. It was pinging around in the, well, it was all sort of about 8 players going towards the ball. Just, it was practically on the line. It was an amazing scramble at the Iran end. The Iran end, yeah. And Iran, you know, they did create a few opportunities. They had a header right near the end. They did look like they could threaten. I can't really think of any of the other, but they did look quite threatening coming forward. But Spain were relatively comfortable. In terms of, you know, sheer domination and control over the game, they did deserve to win it. But Iran were definitely not easy opponents, and yeah, it was quite a strange game to watch. On the other game, obviously Portugal played Uruguay in the earlier game. Sorry, Portugal played Morocco, and looking at that Portugal team, I know they didn't play brilliantly, but they seem to have this ability to grind out results. They did it in the Euros 2 years ago. They know that they have one man who can deliver some sort of magic, who can get a goal, and he did that 4 minutes in with the header. So they know if they remain relatively solid, they're likely to score every game, because they have someone who just seems to score every game in Cristiano Ronaldo with the header. Morocco were actually pretty good. They played pretty well. They had a few decent chances. I thought they were the better team over the 90 minutes. But similarly to Real Madrid, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Portugal just seemed to be able to grind out results when not playing well. And that just seems to be basically every game. They don't play well but get the result. That's all I can really say from that game. Again, it wasn't the greatest of games, but I thought Morocco had a few good opportunities. I thought specifically in the first half, Nordin Amrabat was causing loads of problems down Portugal's left-hand side, and yeah, they had a few creative players in there. They played some nice football. I thought they were quite unlucky. They're out now, but I thought they were quite unlucky in both games. The group is not over, obviously. Spain, Portugal got 4 points, Iran 1, and Morocco 0. Sorry, Iran 3. So if Iran did beat Portugal, they would go through. And looking at the sort of styles of play, both are quite cautious, both are quite pragmatic, Iran and Portugal. It'd be interesting to see how they come up against each other. Obviously, the onus will probably be more on Portugal to attack, to take the initiative. They don't normally do that, as I said today. Even against Morocco, I think Morocco have more possession. So it'll be interesting to see how that game goes. I'd still back Portugal purely just because of Cristiano Ronaldo. And yeah, that group, it's an interesting one. You'd still expect Spain and Portugal to go through, but you never know. And in the other game to this today, it was probably the worst game of the tournament so far for me. Uruguay, so frustrating to watch. They are the ultimate pragmatic team. Just scored one goal, set up shop, like didn't really care, just controlled the match. Saudi Arabia, again, similarly to Russia, although they were slightly more solid defensively, they played some neat football in and around the middle of the pitch, but as soon as they got into the final third, they didn't really have any driving force, any bit of magic, any bit of flair to sort of really unlock the Uruguay defence. And you can see what Uruguay do. They know they have two brilliant strikers who can get them a goal, similarly to Argentina with yes, like Argentina, but also Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo. They have two strikers who they know if they give them one chance, they're likely to score, particularly Luis Suarez. And they've got two world-class centre-backs in Godin and Jimenez who will... they play together for Atletico Madrid. They're very, very hard to get past, or just their positioning's brilliant, tackling brilliant, reading of the game is brilliant. So Uruguay are always going to have the chance when they have those four world-class players in their team, and they did it. I was slightly frustrated at them. Like, you saw how Russia dismantled a poor Saudi Arabia defence. They could have easily gone on to score more, which is why I hope Uruguay is a draw, so Uruguay go and regret the fact that they didn't attack Saudi Arabia more, because it's obviously down to goal difference. I hope that game's a draw, just so Uruguay can feel a bit annoyed that they didn't do more. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there because I want to keep it relatively brief. It wasn't the most thrilling of days, but hopefully tomorrow will be better. I think it's France. France are playing Argentina, that group. Well, I think they've got the Iceland. Sorry, yeah, Nigeria, Iceland. That will be an interesting group. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'll see you then.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm. She keeps me warm. She keeps me warm.